Good day, children. How are you? Hope you're safe and I believe you're learning at home. My name is Miss Dairo and I am your mathematics teacher for today. Our topic for today is solving word problems involving time using the BME formula. Solving word problems involving time using the BME formula. Now, what is the BME formula? The BME formula is a very simple formula that can be used to solve word problems involving time. BME is an acronym that stands for beginning, middle, and end. The BME formula dates back to 2017 when it was first used in Ms. Dairo's class. Yeah, that is my class. My students didn't understand the method used in their textbooks and demanded for a simpler one. Through the inspiration from God and motivation from my students, the BME formula was founded, and since then, word problems involving time has been one of our best topics. And I'm sure at the end of today's class, it will be one of your best topics too. So, this is the diagram of the BME formula. According to my children, they said the first one, the two circles represent akara, that's bean cake, and then the line in the middle represent the toothpick. So the first circle, which is our first akara, stands for B, that is beginning. The line in the middle, which represents a toothpick, stands for middle. Then the last circle, which represents our second akara, is E, which stands for end. So now let's look at the rules guiding word problems involving time. The rules guiding word problems involving time. 1. When the question requires you to find the start time, that is the beginning, you subtract. When the question requires you to find the start time, you subtract. 2. When it requires you to find the duration, that is middle, you subtract. 3. When it requires you to find the time the activity ended, that is the end of the activity, you add. 4. You are to make use of the 24 hours clock. Make use of the 24 hours clock, that is 3 p.m. is same as 15 o'clock. 5. When asked to find the duration, that is the middle, if both time given are in p.m., don't change to a 24 hours format. 6. When asked to find the duration, that is middle, if time given are in a.m. and p.m., change the p.m. to the 24 hours format. Now, let's see our 24 hours clock and our 12 hours clock. So for those of us that are not quite familiar with our 24 hours clock and 12 hours clock, now this is a diagram. So you can see your 24 hour clock and your 12 hours clock. So when we have 4 a.m. on our 12 hours clock, is equivalent to 4 o'clock on 24 hours clock. But when we have 4 p.m. on our 12 hours clock, it's equivalent to 16 o'clock on our 24 hours clock. So basically what you just have to do to change to your 24 hours clock is to add 12 o'clock. That is 12:00. That is just what you have to do to change your 12 hour clock to 24 hours clock. That is only when it is in p.m., not a.m. So now let's move to our examples. Example 1. Bill arrived at the movie theater at 15 minutes past 1 p.m. The movie he wanted to see started at 15 minutes past 2 p.m. How long did he have to wait? Now, solution. Using the BME formula, when Bill arrived is our start time, and when the movie ended is the end of the activity, that is the end time. So we're giving a start time and an end time, but how long he had to wait, which is the middle, is unknown. And like we said earlier, when we are looking for the middle, we subtract. Now, remember the end time is usually bigger than the start time. The end time is bigger than the start time and the middle. So whenever you have to subtract between two times, probably between the end time and the middle or the start time, you have to ensure the end time is the one on top. So you have 15 minutes past 2 p.m. minus 15 minutes past 1 p.m. 15 minus 15, you have your 0, your 2 minus 1, you have your 1. So bill waited for 1 hour. That is our answer. Bill waited for 1 hour. Now move to example 2. Pen wanted to get to the theater 15 minutes before 15 past 2 p.m. What time should she have arrived? Solution. Pen wanted to get to the theater, that is the start time. The time she ought to have gotten to the theater is the start time. 15 minutes before, that is the duration, which is the middle. Then before 15 minutes past 2 p.m. is the end. Now, when you read the question carefully, it is very easy to determine the start time, the middle, and the end. By the time you read the question very well, you will be able to know the start time, the middle, and the end. Now we have to find the start time. We have to find the start time. That is, we are going to subtract. So we have 15 minutes past 2 p.m. minus 15 minutes. So at 15 minus 15, you have your 0, 0. Then 2 minus 0 equals 2. So she should have arrived at 2 p.m. She should have arrived at 2 p.m. We move to example 3. Kelvin knows the movie lasted for 1 hour 45 minutes. What time would the 15 minutes past 2 p.m. show end? Kelvin knows the movie lasted for 1 hour 45 minutes. What time would the 15 minutes past 2 p.m. show end? Now, solution. The movie lasted for 1 hour 45 minutes. Clearly, that is the duration, which is the middle. What time would the 15 minutes past 2 p.m. show? That's the start time. End. That's the end time. So basically what they're asking us here is to find the end time. They said, what time would the 15 minutes past 2 p.m. show end? So basically we are being asked to find the end time. Now remember, we add when we are looking for the end. We add. So you have your 15 minutes past 2 p.m. plus your 1 hour 45 minutes. Now this is where it gets so interesting. This is where it becomes magical. Now let's look at our workings first. You have your 15 minutes plus your 45 minutes, which equals 60 minutes. Now, you don't just write your 60 minutes as the answer. Remember, we are working with time and not your regular numbers. We're working with time. So since 60 minutes equals 1 hour, 60 minutes, you know, your 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour. So since 60 minutes equals 1 hour, then the answer we got, which is 60 minutes, we'll have to change it to hour. So our 60 minutes becomes 1 hour, which we are going to add to our hour side. So then we have 2 plus 1, which is 3, plus the 1 we carried over, which is 4. So our answer becomes 4 p.m. I hope we got that. Our answer becomes 4 p.m. Now we move to example 4. Benny got to school 15 minutes past 8 a.m. He was half hour late. What time did his school start? Benny got to school 15 minutes past 8 a.m. He was half hour late. What time did his school start? Solution. He got to school 15 minutes past 8 p.m. 8 a.m. That is the end. He was half hour late. That is the middle. What time did his school start? That is the beginning. So we have to find the start time. We've been given the duration, that is half hour late, and we've been given the end time, which is 15 minutes past 8 a.m. Now we have to find the start time, meaning we subtract. So we have 15 minutes past 8 a.m. minus 30 minutes. Now, how do we arrive at our 30 minutes? They said he was half hour late. An hour is 60 minutes, right? So half of 60 minutes is 30 minutes. So that is half hour late, 30 minutes. Now we subtract. So we have our 15 minus 30. Now clearly we can subtract 30 from 15. So what do? We have to borrow from our 8. Now when you're working with your time, you have your hour side and your minute side. So your 15 and your 30, they are on the minute side. So when you want to subtract, you subtract together. You don't say 5 minus 0 and then 1 minus 3. No, you say 15 minus 30. So since clearly 15 minus 30 is not possible, we have to borrow. We have to borrow from 8. Now, like I said earlier, we are working with time. So when you borrow from 8, it means you are borrowing from the hour side. So when you borrow 1 from 8, it means you are borrowing from the hour side. Now when you are bringing that 1 to the minute side, it becomes 60 minutes. Now can you see we'll perform the magic there? When you are bringing 1 from the hour side, that is, you are bringing 1 hour to the minute side. And remember, 60 minutes make 1 hour. So when you are bringing 1 hour to the minute side, it becomes 60 minutes. So now we have our 60 minutes plus 15 minutes minus 30 minutes, which equals 75 minutes minus 30 minutes, which is 45 minutes. So there we have 45 minutes. Now remember, we borrowed 1 from our 8, meaning we are left with 7. So our 7 minus our 0 equals 7. Therefore, Benny's school starts at 45 minutes past 7 a.m. So let's take our example 5. Foluke got to her aunt's house 10:30 a.m. and left there 15 minutes past 3 p.m. How long did she spend? Now our solution. We are asked to find how long she spent, which is the middle, the duration. That means we subtract. Since we have one time in a.m. and another in p.m., so you remember one of our rules. When we are looking for the middle and we have one time in a.m. and the other in p.m., we convert the one in p.m. to the 24 hours format. So we have 15 minutes past 3 p.m. now becomes 15 minutes past 15. Now basically what you just have to do is to add 12:00 to your 15 minutes past 3 p.m. and you've converted it to your 24 hours format. So now we have 15 hours 15 minutes minus 10 hours 30 minutes. So you have your 15 minus 30. So remember what we did the other time. 15 minus 30 is not possible. We can't subtract 30 from 15. So we have to borrow from the hour side. And what happens when you borrow from the hour side? When you borrow 1 from the hour side and you bring it over to the minute side, it becomes 60 minutes rather than 1 hour. It becomes 60 minutes. So now we have 60 plus 15 minus 30, which is equals to 75 minus 30, which equals 45. So our final answer on the minute side becomes 45. Then Remember, we borrowed 1 from our 15, so we are left with 14. So 14 minus 10 equals 4. So our final answer becomes 4 hours 45 minutes. So Foluke spent 4 hours 45 minutes at her aunt's place. Now move to the last example, which is example 6. We have 45 minutes past 5 a.m. plus 50 minutes past 3 a.m. So we have our solution. We have a 5 hour 45 minutes plus 3 hour 50 minutes. So first we have to add that of our minute side. So we have 45 plus 50. So 45 plus 50 equals 95 minutes. Now remember, 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And your 95 minutes is bigger than 6 hours. Now listen, if the answer you got on your minute side is lower than 60 minutes, there is no need to convert, you just place it there. But once it is 60 minutes or above 60 minutes, you have to convert it to hour. So we have to convert 95 minutes to hours. Now when you convert your 95 minutes to hour, you have 1 hour 35 minutes. So you add the 1 hour to the hour side, and the 35 minutes becomes the total in the minute side. So you have your 35 minutes under the minute side, then the 1 hour is added to the hour side. So we have 5 plus 1, 6, then 6 plus 3, 9. So our final answer becomes 35 minutes past 9, which is 9 hours 35 minutes. Now this is our class drill. We have elapsed time word problems. So I want you to go over what we've learned. You go over what we've learned. You go through it the first time, you go through it the second time, you listen again, then you take your class drill. Now when you are through with the answer, you can submit it on as a comment on the comment platform, or you can send it to my WhatsApp number, which is 080 99 74 8860. 080 99 74 8860. So till we meet next time, do have a wonderful, a blessed, and a fun-filled day. Bye.